Hi guys, welcome back to Benmore CrossFit at home. We've got a great two-parter today. The main focus is skills and technique for today. So let's come in and have a look. So part A, 15-minute EMOM. You're going to do overhead squat, pull-ups and double unders. Now this is skills day, so what that means is we're going to do as many in each of these as we can with great perfect form, okay? I'm suggesting between 5 to 7 overhead squat. That's because I don't want you bursting out 20 really quickly. Equally, probably if you're just doing 2, it's maybe not just quite enough. So, in the first minute, you'll do your overhead squats. Then you'll do as many really good strict pull-ups as you can. No, not necessarily strict, well, whatever variation of pull-up you want, so it can be kipping. And then you will do as many double unders as you can in the third minute. And you'll repeat all of that, having set a timer to go off every 1 minute. Double unders, no options for single unders, okay? It's a practice skills day, so you should be just practicing double unders. No doubling up, just for singles. Okay, that's part A. I'll talk you through some limited equipment options. Part B then is shooter's choice. Similar structure, 10 minutes every minute on the minute, but you're either going to do, if you have an air bike, I know some of you do, 15 calories for the guys, 10 calories for the girls. If you have a rower, I know some of you do, 20 calories for the rower for the guys, 15 calories for the girls every minute, or you're going to do 8 burpees, okay? Now, if you find that, say for example you're doing 8 burpees, it takes you a minute to do 8 burpees, well, when the minute comes back around again, just reset to 0. Okay, so just cap out at, say you did 6, do 6 and then back to 0 and start again. Okay, so two-parter. First part is absolutely skills focused. It's the intensity comes from your focus, from your concentration, from the excellent technique that you're going to be displaying. Part B, intensity comes from just flat out, okay? So it's a good combination today. Let's go through the warm-up. Warm-up, 4 minutes of cardio. Just anything to get your heart rate up and get your body temperature up. And then we're going to do 4 rounds of 5 air squats and 5 pass-through. And actually, to mix things up a little bit today, Sarah's going to be our demo girl for the whole thing. So I will talk you and Sarah through the whole thing. So through the magic of technology, I now have the camera. Okay, so air squats. Sarah stands with her feet approximately hip-width apart, tight belly. She starts by pushing her bum through the back door and sits down. Keeps her chest really nice and upright. Hold it there for me, Sarah. Things I'm looking for. Her knees are directly tracking her toes. I would want Sarah to put a little bit more weight onto the front part of her feet. Yeah, absolutely. Chest up. And stand. And squat. And hold it there. And stand. Okay, excellent. So, air squats. So, and then pass-throughs. Sarah starts with her feet, again, hip width or thereabouts apart. Keeps her legs as straight as she can, bends over and folds into her plank position. From there, she goes into downward dog, sticks her bum up through the air. Notice the straight line that goes from Sarah's bum all the way down to her wrists. Really straight line, she's got very good flexibility. And in that position, she just stretches, she looks over to her left, and then she looks over to her right, and she gets a bit of a stretch through both sides, and she stands back up, keeping her legs flat on the ground. Okay. Great work. So, in your warm-up, you will do 5 air squats, 5 pass-through, 4 times. Okay. After that, we'll then get into our hip and ankle openers. And I want you to spend approximately 3 minutes doing this. So Sarah takes her odd object. You can use whatever you've got. And she's just going to sit deep into her squat. Okay. Notice Sarah's got a nice straight back. Weight is equally distributed across the base of her feet, on both feet. And now she's just going to open up her hips. She's moving from left to right. And she's just keeping her, the only thing she's really focusing on is keeping her chest up the whole time. And she's just noodling backwards and forwards. Okay, so and then the next move in this 3-minute sequence is ankle opener. So Sarah starts with her feet in line with her knee and approximately a fist's width between the two. She pops the weight onto her knee and she pushes her knee forward, out and over the front of her toes. And she should feel a stretch through the back of her calf and through her Achilles heel. Okay, so these two sequences, I want you to work through, so this hip and ankle opener, I want you to work through that for approximately 3 to 4 minutes. And if you spend a little bit more time doing your hip opener, that's fine. If you spend a little bit more time doing your ankle opener, that's fine. Just move through whatever feels tight for you. Okay, next we're going to move through a little bit of pipe mobility. So Sarah has got an old brush. You can use whatever you've got. And she starts by holding the pipe upright. She's got her right hand on top of the pipe, and she's going to move backwards into this position. Yeah, and she's got a nice flat back, and what she's doing is she's poking her head and her shoulders down and through, and she is also pushing the pipe over to her left slightly, and she should be getting a really good stretch down through this part of her side of her lats. Okay, and then she'll put her other hand on top, and she'll do exactly the same thing, and she'll push it over. Now I would just like Sarah to, if she can, Sarah, if you can push that pipe away from you a little bit more, make it a little bit straighter. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so the pipe's now pretty vertical. Okay, so that's the first part. The next part we're going to do box stretch. So Sarah's going to come up onto the box. Now you can use a chair at home, or you can use a sofa, whatever you've got. Sarah puts her elbows on the box. She goes into a crouching position like so, and she takes the pipe and she just brings it back over behind her head. She's also poking her head through. Sarah, if you can just take your knees away from the box a little bit more. There you go. And you should be able to get your head through a little bit more now.
Ponytails in the way.
Ponytails in the way. I don't have that problem.
Yeah, that's about as far as I can go.
Yeah, that's good. That's perfect. And she's just going to hold it there for 30 seconds or so. Okay, great work. So, the first part of this is the vertical pipe, followed by the box stretch, and then we're just going to go through our regular shoulder routine. So Sarah's going to take the pipe at snatch width grip. Now, notice where the pipe, Sarah, can you just bend the hip slightly for me? So you see where Sarah bends, the pipe is in that crease, and where Sarah is holding the bar, it naturally stands up. So stand up for me, Sarah. Okay, I want you to bring your hands in really close. Notice what happens to the pipe, it goes way down. Put your hands out really wide, like super wide. It comes way past that crease. So Sarah's hands are at the point at which the bar naturally sits in the crease. And she's going to take the pipe up overhead and round over the back and back around again. And she'll do 10 of those. Important things to note are that Sarah's got full grip on the bar and her elbows are locked out the whole time. Next piece in this sequence, after having done 10, she's going to go around the world. So hold on a second, Sarah. You need to come back to the start. So she starts off, arms in the same position, hands in the same position. And we're going to start with this side. So Sarah's right hand side, the bar stays planted. She takes her left hand and she wraps it out, round front, and then comes round the back and all the way around. And again, elbows stay completely straight the whole time. And she just goes round and round and round and round. Now, I would just ask Sarah to really focus on keeping her torso completely upright. Do that again. Okay. Good. And then she will repeat, but she'll go the other way around. Alright. So, good work. So this little sequence, you'll do vertical pipe, followed by box stretch, followed by the shoulder routine, and you'll do that for 6 minutes. Again, just spend as much time as you feel you need to in each one of them. I have a particularly tight T-spine. So the one that really works for me are these two. So shooter's choice. Okay, next, duck walk. So duck walk, you take your pipe, go into an overhead squat position. All right, and Sarah is going to walk towards where we keep our barbells and all the rest of it, and she's going to lead with her heel. That's it. So she leads with her heel and twists her hips all the way around, and then that's it. So what's happening here is Sarah's getting a really good stretch through the inner part and outer part of her hips and her thighs. Okay. And the important point to note here, guys, is that you're leading with your heel. Thumbs up for the demo girl. Now, once Sarah has done her duck walk, she is then going to broad jump back from wherever she got to.
The narrowest broad jumps you've ever seen.
The narrow jumps, little jumps. She could do some jumps. Basically, Sarah's going to jump as far as she can and land deep in her squat. And stays there, stands up and jumps again. And stand up and jump again. Alrighty, come back. So, for this piece, recommendation would be that you would do approximately, approximately 5 or 6 duck walks, and then however far that takes you, broad jump back, do that twice. Okay. Next, we've got our little elbow warm up. Sarah, can you remember the elbow warm up?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you basically start with your elbows turned out to Sarah's at the moment, and she will take her fists and turn them to the inside. There we go, that's it. Sort of windmill on the inside, that's it. And then do it the opposite way around. Yeah, that's exactly it. Okay, and the reason for this, guys, is our elbows take quite a bit of strain whenever we're doing our overhead squat. Alrighty. So that's our general warm-up. And we're just going to go through a few double under drills. So general warm-up. And now we're going to work through our double under drills, our pull-up drills, and our overhead squats. So we're going to start just with a few minutes worth of ballerina tiptoeings. So, yep, Sarah's just nicely on her toes, and she's just going for a gentle walk. Really straightforward. And depending on how your ankles and calves feel, you can spend just 30 seconds here or a minute, whatever feels good. Okay, and break. And from here, Sarah's just going to spend 10 seconds pogoing. Notice how straight Sarah's torso is. So tummy is tight, chest is up, and she's just moving up and down in the same spot. Okay, and break. And from here, Sarah's just going to do some single unders. And Sarah is the master at slow single unders. So just
that was in the CrossFit Open.
yeah, absolutely. So just start off with some regular single unders.
Oh, some regular.
Yeah, just some regular single unders just to get warmed up. Okay, and what I'm going to ask Sarah to do now is just slow down the speed of her rope. Really slow. And I would like her to just jump a little bit higher in between jumps. Okay. So that slow skip helps us just increase the height of her jumps. So Sarah, I want you to do that again, but this time I don't want you to pause between your jumps. I just want to jump high. There we go. Okay. So you see how Sarah's jumping quite high this time, but the rope's going quite slowly. And that just helps us build up the jumping rhythm for the double unders, which Sarah is now just going to do. Oh, the pressure. The pressure. There we go. So it's the same height jump. The only thing that's changing is the speed of Sarah's wrists and break. So something that Sarah could do, if you want to practice this, just leave your rope to the side. With the regular pogo jumps, you can do double taps on your thighs with your wrists. Sarah will just show you that now. And okay, and break. And Sarah, if you could just do that again, but keep your arms down straight. Yeah. There we go. And that's a cool little drill that a lot of people find really helpful when it comes to just getting the timing of the double unders. So, for this piece here, work through these drills. And remember, in the workout, if you only get one double under, and that's your personal best, that's fantastic. That's what we're looking for, okay? So everybody in your warm-up should be doing a few double unders here, or trying them. And then when you come to the workout, just try and do as many as you can, even if that is just one. Okay. Pull-up drills. We'll do those second of all because I'll demo the strict pull-ups. Okay. Overhead squats. So Sarah's going to demo. We're going to start off with SOTS press. And actually, Sarah, I'd like you to do the SOTS press, but then we'll do an overhead squat with an odd object, first of all. Okay, so Sarah's going to take the bar, she's going to put it over her head, she's going to get into her squat position. So before she goes into that, let's just check everything's in a good position. So her feet are approximately hip width apart. Tummy is tight, bum is tight. She puts the bar over her head, and she sits all the way down into her squat. Okay. And then she brings the bar down to her shoulders, and she pushes the bar back up again. Nice, really good. You should see me trying to do those guys. It's an absolute joke. Sarah's very good thoracic spine mobility. Okay. And basically Sarah's going to spend approximately 1 minute in this position, just moving backwards and forwards, just in the press. Things to note would be for when you're doing this, just be very conscious of where your feet are placed. How do they feel? Are your knees tracking over your toes? And is your chest up the whole time? Alrighty, and break, sweetheart. Cool. So from here, Sarah, could you get a light kettlebell? You might need to go lighter than that one, just for the purposes of demo. So the odd object. If this is you today, then I want you doing a single arm overhead squat. So Sarah takes in this case a kettlebell, it could be a dumbbell, it could be a bottle of milk, whatever it is you've got, and she just pops it up over her head, into a press, and sits down into a squat. Okay, really nice. So you see the way Sarah's torso hasn't twisted or moved. She is in a really good solid position. And importantly, let's have a look at Sarah's armpits.
Still look at my face.
Sarah's armpits are facing forward, and her elbow is... Sorry, can you just twist it around a little bit? Okay, and stand. All right, good work. So, if you're doing an odd object overhead squat, take the next few minutes and practice 5 or so. Make sure you're doing them in both arms. Okay, if you're going to work on a barbell, then Sarah, can you grab your bar?
Yep.
In fact, why don't you just, are you happy to do it with the weight that you had on, or do you want to just strip it off?
I'm going to strip it.
Yeah,
Might
just
take
strip it
6.
off. Yeah. So as always, guys, just as Sarah's stripping her weight from earlier, always start off with an empty bar. Even if you have an overhead press of like 100 kilos, or overhead squat of like something stupid like that, then always start off with an empty bar. If you ever watch any Olympic lifter, they're always starting with an empty bar. And they attack the empty bar with the same focus and attention as if they were going for a 1 rep max. So, Sarah lifts the bar up. Now, in terms of grip, let's just have a look at where Sarah's grip is. So, if you recall back to our shoulder routine we were doing with the pipe, we were talking about the bar was in Sarah's crease. Look, it's in exactly the same position. So, if Sarah was to put her hands out wider, yep, too high, and if Sarah was to put her hands closer, yeah, too narrow. Okay, so Sarah's been doing this for a while, so just go straight into, she knows exactly where her hands should be. Okay, so Sarah's just going to pop that up overhead, so she could do it 2 ways. She could, as she was about to do, she's probably just going to power snatch it, so go ahead, darling, do that. Yeah, she just power snatches it, or alternatively, pop it back down again. She could lift it onto her shoulders. and then she can pop it over her head, widen up her grip, and go from there. Okay, so whatever works for you guys. All right, from this position, I'm going to ask Sarah to tighten up her tummy. I'm going to get her to focus on having her armpits. Flash those armpits to me as much as you can. Okay, and from here she's just going to sit down. She's going to hold it there, and she's going to stand.
Thank you.
And she's going to squat down again. And she's going to make her tummy really, really, really tight. And she's going to really think about screwing her armpits out to the front. And she's going to stand. And she's going to break.
How did you know?
Alrighty, good work. We'll just do that one more time. Just give Sarah a few seconds. So the important thing to note, and we're just going to look at this from the back this time, is whenever Sarah picks up the bar, her shoulders will engage fully. I'll show you what I mean in a moment. Okay, and Wager. Okay, so you see the way Sarah's shoulders are fully engaged here and here. Her armpits are pointing forward. That's really important. And squat. And if I was being really picky, I would ask Sarah to push her right arm up a little bit more. There we go. And stand. Great work. And relax. Okay. So for the warm-up routine, you're going to spend a little bit of time with your squats press. You're going to spend a little bit of time with an empty bar, and you're going to add on weight until you feel that you are comfortably able to do between 5 and 7 overhead squats. Now, you're not going for a max type rep today, a max weight today. You're going for really good technique. So if it's a little bit light, if you're not sure, go light as opposed to go heavy. Alrighty. The one last thing we're going to do is we're going to do pull-up drills. So let's pass this back. Sarah's got that.
We're going to play to our strengths here.
So, grip down. Well done. Good stuff. So, everyone's going to start off, if you have a pull-up bar, everyone's going to start off with our regular scapula pulls. So, full grip on the bar, and notice what's happening with my shoulders. So I'm flashing my armpits forward in the same way that we do for overhead squat. So I'm activating my shoulders, my tummy is tight, my toes are tight. And I'm just going up and down, up and down, up and down. Okay. 2 sets, 7 reps. From here, we will move into. I'm going to give you a few different options. So, if you can do a strict pull-up, then go for it. We talked about this the other day. Elbows in really tight, tummy really tight, toes tight. Looks like this. Okay, so if you can do strict, go for it. I'm going to give you some different options. I know some of you have squat stands at home, but you don't have a pull-up bar. Well, guess what? You can do this. I know some of you have got rings. So your rings options look like this. Shoulders are a direct line underneath the bar, as in the mounting points of above. Back into this position. Importantly, watch what my shoulders do. I activate them, so I'm passive, active, and I pull the rings to my sternum and back down again. To my sternum and back down again. Okay, so there are 3 different options depending on what equipment you have at home. Of course, if you don't have any of that equipment, Then we go back to our bent over rows. Now, you might have a barbell at home. You might be able to be doing bent over rows with a barbell, that's fine. Or you've got an odd object. Imagine this is my odd object, which is not just full of chalk because it would be a little bit too light. But I'm in this position. My odd object is not, so my back leg is straight, my front leg is bent. My odd object is not over my toes. Because if I lift, I'm lifting from here. My odd object is between my feet, and I'm pulling like this. Because I want to activate this bar. Okay, so if you have a bar, scapular pulls, followed by strict, giving some options if you don't have any of those things. Then some kipping beats. Kipping beats look like this. I'm initiating all of that movement from my chest, shoulders, none of it from my hips, only from my feet. From there, if you want to go into kipping pull-ups, that's fine for today. If you want to practice them, that's fine. So kipping pull-up. So, lots of different pull-up options. Let's just talk through that. So, if you have rings, do ring rows. Might do bar rows. Might do strict pull-up bar rows. You might want to move on to kipping pull-ups if you have them. So just play around with this. And of course, you've just got bent over rows. Bent over rows. So really, you're just playing around with whatever you've got. The most important thing today, guys, whenever you're doing whatever movement you're doing, is you do it with absolute beauty. So if you've only got, what's this, 8 kgs, right? For me, I'd automatically go, if it's far too light to do rows. Well, yeah, but if I do my rows at this speed, and with this amount of focus, and really squeeze every single muscle that's involved, and be really active, and think about every single muscle I'm using, I'll get a good workout from that. So intensity today comes from absolute exquisite execution for part A. Part B, all bets are off, just go for it. And so again, shooter's choice. First option, 5 or 10 bike calories. Option 2, 20 or 15 row calories. Option 3, 8 burpees. And I think that's it. Big up again to my demo girl for today. Thank you very much. Just thought we'd mix it up for you guys a little bit. You're not always looking at me. And we'll see you again for the next one. Thanks.